Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel once again. Porsche Macan Turbo is now in the game. Now, this is a brand new one, 2019 Porsche Macan Turbo. So, if you guys don't know how to get this, pretty much do this event right here. It's a brand new car that they've added into the game. So I thought I'd go ahead, give it a shot, try to get it. I've barely played Forza Horizon 4 this whole season. As you can see, I've done a few events, a few races. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start doing some things, and then I just sort of gave up on it, and I haven't really done much. So I'm only about 11% in this whole festival playlist at the moment, and I don't really care, to be completely honest. I just don't really care for this game as much. However, I saw the Porsche Macan Turbo, and I was like, you know what, let's actually give this a shot. I'm gonna get this thing. I kind of want to drive it. I want to see what it's like. So that's what I ended up doing. So there is this championship right. Where is it? It's right here, hiding behind this other one. And yeah, just start this, do it, get it. Pretty easy. Now, what I wanted to try is see if we can get this thing to, like, see what sort of engine options there are for this car. And I did check, and we do have some interesting ones, because this is sort of like a crossover. There's not really a lot of stuff that I feel like, you know, you can't turn this into like a drift car. You can't turn this into like a proper race car. However, you can engine swap. You can do a couple of things to it. So I feel like it'll be very interesting to see what it'd be like if I engine swap this thing with something kind of crazy, which we are going to do. So yeah, looks wise, I mean, it looks fairly similar to the old Macan. Taillights are changed a little bit. Headlights are changed a little bit. You know, the bumpers and all that are slightly changed. Obviously, the old Macan had slightly different taillights. It looks more refreshed, I guess, compared to the old one. I like it. I've always liked the Macan. It is like the one, like, small crossover, I guess, that I would like to own. I don't think there's any other one that I would like to own other than this car. I don't really care for crossovers. I think they're like, they're not ugly, but they're just they're cars that I just don't get, right? They're like family cars, right? I do understand why they're there, and I do understand why people buy them, but they are technically just taller and lifted hatchbacks, especially small crossovers like this. However, the Macan is actually very nice looking, and I really, really like it. And that is, like I said, probably the only crossover that I'd probably ever buy, ever. Other than that, big SUVs or a hatchback. Nothing in between. I don't think I'd really like anything in between. But the Macan is one of them that I actually really like. Anyway, so, speaking of the engine swaps, like I said, there are some interesting ones. We have a 6.2 V8, not going to go with that. 4-liter flat 6. Now, this is the engine of the 911s. Obviously, the GT3s, the GT3 RSs, I'm pretty sure it's the same engine that's in all of those. So 4-liter flat 6 would be very, very nice to fit into this car. And obviously, we also have the 5-liter or 5.2-liter V10 from Audi. Not going to do that, or Lamborghini, whichever. I will, however, do this. And I will also twin turbo it, because I do know that this thing makes a ridiculous amount of power. I think the V10 will still make slightly more power, but I want to keep it with the whole Porsche thing. So we'll see how fast it is after that. I will also keep it as an all-wheel drive. We only save like 20 kilos if I go with rear-wheel drive, and I don't really care for that. Plus, handling in the snow should be a little bit better if I just keep this thing as an all-wheel drive. Nothing much there for looks, I guess. It's just, you know, the Forza parts. As for our wheels, or our tires, I should say, I kind of want to go with some race tires. I don't really care for doing anything off-road. I mean, we could try to do this, just go off-road as fast as possible, but I don't. It actually doesn't look too bad with big chunky tires. I might put them on. I don't think it'll make too much of a difference for top speed-wise with it. Yeah, it makes a little bit of a difference, actually. Acceleration-wise, obviously, that's going to go down because the grip is different. You know what? Race tires. Let's just go with race tires. Actually, can we just do race tires with no text on them? Yes. Yes. Do that. Grip wise, again, I kind of would like a little bit of acceleration. Top speed doesn't seem to change if I do this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add them anyway. So go as wide as possible for that. As for our actual rims, I don't know what we could go for. I mean, I kind of like this being somewhat of an off-road looking thing, but I mean, since we ended up putting these wheels on it, or these tires on it, I guess off-road wheels, off-road alloys is not something that I'm gonna go with for this car. I do, however, don't want to go with like super blingy type wheels, so I may choose something kind of subtle, either paint them black or gray or something like that, and I feel like it'll suit this car quite well. ADVs, I mean, they look okay. I do think that we can actually lower this thing, which I may do just to see what it looks like once it's fully lowered. We could go with some HREs. I think HREs would look kind of alright on this thing. I don't really know which ones to go. Actually, these look alright. Yeah, sure. Why not? We'll go with these HREs here, and then I will keep the size that are on them now. Can we go? How much bigger can we go? We can go 22s to 23 inches. It's almost donked. They almost look like donk wheels, and I'm not going to put them on. Anyway, other than that, pretty much maxed out everything else. And since we're going to keep this on the actual road, we can have race suspension and lower this thing. It actually doesn't look too bad once it's lowered. Or we can lift it. But this lowers it by 6.2 centimeters. This raises it by 1.6. It actually does look kind of good once it's lowered. It looks like a normal hatchback now. It looks like a hot hatch. Except it's a tiny bit taller. That's about it. Okay, now, power-wise, like I said, this thing can put down some serious power. This engine here. And I know it because I've used it in previous cars before. 1,000 horsepower. 1,072. Now with the V10, we can get this thing to I think 1,300 horsepower if I remember correctly. But we'll try keep it like as a Porsche and see what else, like 236 miles per hour at a crossover. I mean, that's kind of alright, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, let's just buy everything. I want to drive this thing, I want to see what it's like. I want to try just drive this thing in a straight line and just see. So 236 is what the graph says. Technically, or sorry, what the stats say. The graph says otherwise. I can go a little bit faster. I'm gonna lock the diff. I'm gonna just fully lock the diff. So do this. And I may give it a little bit more power to the rear wheels. I know it's split right now to 62% rear. We'll go 75. We'll go 75. I do want a little bit more power go to the rear wheels. I think it'll make this handle a little bit better. What about low? I want to lower this even more, to be completely honest. So if we go to springs, we can lower this a couple more centimeters. Now it's even lower. Let's have a look at what this thing looks like outside. Okay, I kind of like it now. And that engine as well. Having a flat 6 in a Macan is actually kind of sick. It's pretty quick. It's actually very quick. There goes that rear end a little bit. And it does have the power to push itself around as well. I like this. This is much better to drive now. Braking does pull in the front quite a bit. I can't remember what car we drove recently that I ended up testing out, and it did the exact same thing where, like, I'd brake and the front end just pulls me in. I literally did the exact same thing as with this guy, especially with the same area when I was driving it. Fourth gear just feels like it's a little bit too long. There we go, a little bit of off-road. You know what, I just want to test out the top speed of this thing. I want to see how quickly it actually reaches it, so let's just hop on a highway and have a look at that. It's a fast car. It is actually a fast car. I don't know why I'm surprised. I mean, it's got 1,000 horsepower plus, pretty much. I like that. Revs out. Really, really high. Past 9,000 RPM. It's gone past 300 kilometers an hour as well. 230. It was like 236 or something on the dial. Or on the stats. Yeah, 236 with ease. It's not a bad car. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if I'd have to choose something to do, like crossover type races or like SUV races, whatever class this is. What class is this car? What class is this set to? It's an SUV class car. I think this would be a very, very good one. I mean, even handling wise, when I was driving on a little bit of road, it actually did alright. Like, I didn't have anything to... Like, I was using just a stock Porsche Cayenne when I had to do that race. I mean, obviously, I think I had to use a Porsche to do those SUV races so I can get this car. But, like, a stock Porsche Cayenne is kind of alright. But this just absolutely dominates. I mean, there's no tune on it at all. Like, I sort of just lowered it, and that's pretty much it. And I locked the diff. Like I said, the front end just pulls in really hard when I brake. And then you can just use all of the power that this thing has and just push yourself out of it. I think this with a proper tune would actually be a decent car to, I mean, the only problem is I think most of the SUV races you're not going to use normal roads for. Maybe a little bit, and then it'll just take you all off-road because of it being an SUV. But, like, on the road, I think this thing does a really good job. Yeah, I think with a better tune, I think, like, just messing around with the diff especially would get this thing to handle really well. But overall, like I said, it's not a bad car whatsoever to drive. And I actually really like it. Let me know down in the comments below, do you guys actually like the Porsche Macan and the Porsche Cayenne being added into the game now, especially the new versions of them? And let me know if you've driven this thing, and if you have it, like, what do you think of it? What sort of build do you have on it, and what's it like to drive in your opinion? I really like it. I really do like it. Well, that's pretty much it. Testing out the new Macan added into the game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more videos like this on the channel, don't forget to subscribe. I will be back uploading regularly soon enough, I guess. But for now, that is pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching, like I said. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.